All right, so it is day 29, and I made a post today to get people excited about some free ice cream.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, check it out. I kind of left it a little bit cryptic and basic looking. I didn't try to do anything overly polished because I want to test this, right? I want to kind of see what the response is. So simply just put June 23rd, 12 p.m., location TBD. Are you ready? So we're going to see how this works, right? Instead of trying to hype it up and have this big attractive picture or photograph or whatever, just kind of keep it simple, kind of vague, kind of mysterious, and see what the response is. So I think this is going to be a fun marketing test to do to see how people respond, right? Okay, let's look at our insights real quick. I'm doing this screen share today just to kind of mix up our model here a little bit. So when we go into audience, when you actually look at our last 28 days, we're up to 1,733 followers. You can see these spikes. We had lots of activity and visits, right? But even in the last 7 days, we have picked up 64 new followers, so we're continuing to climb. Our content is continuing to work, and we are seeing lots of progress on the page and on the growth. Now, Facebook page followers isn't necessarily the only indicator of success as we get ready to open this ice cream shop in 2027, but it's going to be a huge way that we reach out and connect with our community and get them to know about what's going on with Flying Dollies. And so this is why it's so important for us to build this first foundation on social media. And one of the things to keep in mind whenever you're starting a business is that you don't have to have the largest following on every single channel. Pick one channel where your audience is, where your people are, and kind of put your efforts there. It's exhausting to try to have a big Facebook account, Instagram account, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever, wherever your people are. You can't have all of those and master them all at once. So pick one and be really, really good there. And I advise you to pick the one where most of your customers are. And for us, small town America, it's going to be Facebook. It's the broadest kind of reach of people. Okay, now let me show you something else. I'm going to pause this for just a second. All right, so one of the things that I think is really interesting is Facebook's Insights actually shows us a breakdown of who's following us and who is engaged with our page. And so as you can see, we are leaned heavily towards women, much more so than men. And our primary age range would be 35 to 54. So that's telling me that I've got a lot of parents who have children, and that's what I want because kids want ice cream, but they're going to rely on their parents to bring them. And so seeing that age range be our primary, almost half of our audience is huge. That's very important. Also over here, you can see the cities breakdown. So while our store will be in Natchez, Mississippi, right across the river is Vidalia, Louisiana. That's the town that I actually live in. And that's another chunk of the audience. So 22 and 56, that's going to be 78, almost 79% of our audience on the page are in those two towns. And then you have some other towns here as well that are in the area that make up the difference of the audience. So we're getting in front of the right people, both from a demographic standpoint, from their location, right? We're actually getting legitimate traffic because it's from the US. It's not a bunch of other countries, spam, anything like that. Like these are real quality people. All right, now one last thing I want to show you is a local newsletter that I actually own and operate. It's called the Miss Lou Brew, and it's powered by PJ's Coffee, which is my local coffee shop. But I have built this local newsletter to talk about events and things happening in my community over time, but also so that I can promote my businesses with it for free. It doesn't cost me any money. And so one thing we're doing right now is actually have what's called the Miss Lou Scoop. And so now it's called the Flying Dolly's Miss Lou Scoop, right, to make that play on ice cream. And so I'm getting people used to seeing the title Flying Dolly's, the ice cream emoji. So we're kind of going ahead and subliminally like talking about that every single week without advertising really Flying Dollies. Now, as we get closer to time, we will talk about it. We will promote the ice cream shop as we get closer. But for now, I'm able to just kind of make that placement and start to get people just used to hearing the Flying Dolly's name. And so you can see the rest of this newsletter. I'm not going to go through it, but basically this is something I send out twice a week, and it's a great way to promote my business. And it's very low cost for me to operate other than just acquiring subscribers and running ads for that. So that's another way that I am building up hype over time for Flying Dolly. All right, that's everything we have here. We are continuing to grow. We have our event planned. We're going to announce the location, but I'm excited to see how the post performs, and we'll talk about that in the next video and see if it worked, if it didn't, if people picked up on what we were talking about or not. All right, see you soon.
1, 2,